Welcome back, anime fam, to another review of The Scrap Princess. Like, comment, and subscribe. Born to the royal family, Pacifica Castle had earned the nickname Scrap Princess after an apocalyptic prophecy foretells her destroying the world on her 16th birthday. Rescued from certain death by a kindly family, she takes shelter with her adopted older brother and sister, Shannon and Raquel Castell. When news of her survival reaches the ears of the god Monsieur Worshipper, they issue her death at all costs, forcing Pacifica to flee for her life. Plagued by threats from the church, the nobility, and even the common people, the three siblings must attempt to outrun the fate Pacifica is destined to bring, all the while questioning if one girl's life is worth the world's demise. The true nature of Scrap Princess, along with the horrifying revelations of the world itself, becomes more and more apparent as the prince's 16th birthday fast approaches. This anime has about 24 episodes. It premiered April 8, 2003 to October 7, 2003. It's based off of a light novel. It is sci-fi, adventure, comedy, drama, fantasy, mecha, and shoujo. Each episode is 23 minutes per episode, and it's rated PG-13. Now let's get started into the review. When I first started watching Scrap Princess, I was really already intrigued with the medieval setting and environment to it. Because I love good medieval stories and fantasy background, and I'm full for it. So when I first got started into watching the anime, I felt like it was kind of split off into two parts, which was really good because it helped with the pacing of the show, because it did have 24 episodes when I first started. I think overall the plot worked really well. It did help with the pacing of the show to go accordingly, and I feel like overall when you get to know the Scrap Princess and her two adopted siblings, and her prophecy, which kind of sucks on a 16-year-old girl's birthday, am I right? But, overall, you see how they grow, as a family, as a unit, and trying to protect her, and, try to see if there's any way to prevent her fate, which I thought was really good, much of backstory, try to flesh these characters out as much as you possibly can while having much of a character development where you relate to them and feel for them by the end of the series. And I feel like the music was very good with the opening and end song. It felt appropriate for the tone, for the series. Overall, it helped flow out the whole entire story very well and get off at a good, proper send note. And also with the voice actor, they did a very good job bringing these characters to life. And I feel like one of the artworks, the animation did really well because it was trying to get off that medieval feel and medieval art style and aesthetic, which really well for the 24 episodes that it was given, especially being based off a light novel. And I feel like the way it gets off of the whole story, the prophecy and the ending, because I'm not, going more too deep in that, because, no spoilers on this channel, but I feel like the occasional, fights that you see, the spell casting, did a really good job of helping the pacing go from 0 to 100 real quick, especially with the element of the rising, from the conflict to the rise of conflict to the resolution. I think that triangle effect of telling a story did really well when interpreting it on screen, especially the characters. I feel like the characters were developed well. They had them depicting backstory, they have their personality, they have their traits, they have their weaknesses, they have their strengths, and it was establishing a good sense of story and with the characters, and I feel like overall there wasn't any character that was too very OP or too non-OP. It didn't make sense, you know what I'm trying to say, but it fit well for the story. There was no OP characters, there were no really weird antagonized villains when their motives didn't make any sense. Other than that, I feel like the Scrap Princess was a really good show. I feel like it could have gotten a better title than it did, but overall, I think it worked out really well. The story was really well written, and the characters were really fleshed out to a point to where you didn't feel like there wasn't a lot of plot holes, which I'm trying to get to say. Everything fell out according to pace. Everything felt clear, specific. You weren't lost in the plot or the story at all. Everything came out to where how it's supposed to be, and the ending will be very satisfaction. Because I'm not telling you how it ends. You gotta watch that for yourself. But overall, I'll say Scrap Princess got my rating of basically a 8 out of 10 because I really enjoyed it. I loved it so much, and it did come out in 2003. So, the art style is for that time, and along with the mecha, because I think it just kind of drives from the spellcasting and the sword fight, which I thought would do really well. I think, if they truly want to bring it back, they could I think they would change, not really change, but I think they'd upgrade the graphics for Scrap Princess, and the characters are already fleshed out enough to where you don't need to mess with their character designs at all or their backstory. I think you just need to leave them the way they are. Just bring back up the animation to where the anime style is now currently in the 21st century. If they choose to, if not, it's perfectly in the anime way it is because it ain't broke. Don't fix it, you know. And overall, I think the whole interesting fact of the battle sequence, it was very smooth. All the transitions were very nice, and the actions were very well. So the animators knew what they're doing when they create all these fight scenes, magic scenes, and I think, you know, there might be certain characters that might be a little bit, what's the one I'm looking for? Not nitpicky, but they're just too like, as my friends like to call it, or Mary Sue in a sense. But I feel like that's okay, especially for the way that the era this anime came out, and trying maybe some similarity between the supporting cast and the main cast. But I think that's for you to decide, and ultimately not mine. But definitely check out Scrap Princess if you haven't already, and let me know what you think. Thanks for tuning in to this anime review. Give this big video a big thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. Don't forget to comment down below in the comment section what anime you want to review next, or any suggestions that you may have. Hit the subscribe button for more contents and more videos in the future. And don't forget to hit subscribe to join the anime family. And I'll see you real soon. Bye.